You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments below, and be sure to smash that like button.
LSU football, day off from spring because it's pro day. They'll be back on the practice field Thursday, and we'll get to speak with Blake Baker after practice as well. I kind of wanted to give like a little bit of a precursor there, talk some defense, because, look, a lot of the talk, I feel like, has been safety position, corner, which, again, should be. Back end of LSU's defense struggled a season ago, to put it mildly. And then the rest of the conversation has really been offense. You know, Bauer Sharp and Trey'Dez Green, their tandem at tight end. I mean, all these receivers that LSU's got. Of course, Garrett Nussmeier taking the next step is year 2 as the starting quarterback. And there's one position that we haven't really talked a whole bunch about, and that's defensive tackle. I kind of want to do that here because, I mean, for one, you have a new coach there in Kyle Williams. We talked plenty about that. Haven't really talked about the players at that position. And LSU's deep at defensive tackle for 2025. They're deep and they're large. Those are the two things really stand out that you can't help but notice. There's a lot of them and they're huge. And it's so noticeable because a year ago, they weren't huge. They were deep. They just weren't huge. Of the 10 defensive tackles LSU had on their roster a season ago, 6 of them checked in under 300 pounds. Y'all, that is completely flipped this season. Of the 10 that are on LSU's spring roster right now, 6 of them are 3 bills or more. And Brian Kelly, when he met with the media Saturday after spring practice, was asked about the size on the defensive line, and he said it ain't by mistake.
It's intentional. Sadir Mitchell, he was brought here to bring size to our defense, and he certainly brings that size. Sean Washington is playing at a higher level. His size is clear in terms of what he brings. Obviously, McKinley is got the great size that you're looking for inside as well. And then it's just a matter of getting reps for some of the younger players. Jacobian is going to be back for us. That gives us another very physically strong player that will fit this scheme very well because of his quickness. He's going to be a guy that's going to be in the backfield a lot. So with Ahmad, we feel really, really good about where we're at the defensive tackle position.
Oh, even the younger guys are huge. You heard him say it's sometimes about getting reps for the younger guys. How about Zion Williams, freshman, 6'4", 355. He's listed. Dylan Battle, freshman, 6'2", 315. He's listed at. That is the most stark difference from a year ago with the defensive tackle position at LSU. But when you dig a little bit deeper, you heard him there mention Sadir Mitchell. And he's one of the most intriguing because he played sparingly in 2 years at Texas. But again, that's a guy, 6'6", 355 in the middle of your defense. And this can impact so many different ways. While you have size across the board now, you have a great mix at that spot. Because even some of the guys who are massive are very athletic. And that's going to give you a great mix throughout your 2 deep and maybe even into your 3 deep. So far through spring camp, your first team interior defensive linemen, have been Ahmad Bro and Dominic McKinley. And Bro is the smallest, right? I mean, they have him listed 6'3", 280, played at 285 a year ago, played quite well at that weight. And again, that's a guy who can be athletic and whatnot. You look to him more there than you would, just the big body in the middle. That's more Sadir Mitchell, maybe even Dom McKinley to an extent. But McKinley is the perfect marriage for LSU this season. Of the size, 6'6", 306, down from the 315 he played out a year ago, but the athleticism is what really stands out there. Do you remember Don McKinley's debut against UCLA? Remember his first tackle in an LSU uniform? It was a sack. He had 7 tackles a year ago. 3 of them were sacks. It's a guy that can get into the backfield plenty, but is also large enough to take up the space and be a more than capable run defender. As a true freshman, Dominic McKinley, big man in the middle, was LSU's highest graded run defender in the defensive tackle room per Pro Football Focus. 69.5. Highest on the team. He was the second highest graded defensive tackle in total on LSU's team. Ahmad Bro was the second highest run defender, 66.2. You have great options there and great versatility. And then you bring in Sydir Mitchell, and he has been flashing in spring practice. You just need the consistency there. But I think you love the 2 deep you're looking at. McKinley, Bro, then Mitchell, and you're going to get Jacoby and Guillory back. You heard Brian Kelly in that cut say he's going to be in the backfield an awful lot. He is an athletic guy, but can also eat the space. 6'2", 320. You're just going to be more formidable up front this year at the defensive tackle spot than you were a year ago. And that gets me excited for a lot of reasons. 1, you should be better defending the run because of that. And 2, the athleticism that you possess for multiple guys can allow each of them to impact the game in the backfield more than you might see from typical defensive linemen their size, typical defensive tackles their size. Kyle Williams, first time coaching in college, he couldn't have asked to inherit a better room. LSU's got dudes up front at defensive tackle. Keep watching it as the spring rolls along.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.